area, where to the play? Like this, at the vest. At the vest! Because you get one word there, we don't kill many people, we don't destroy many people's life. And many people want to know. That word, my pastor say. Some pastors say, where they play? Where see you they play? Because I know. Where see they play? When they go back by the Shomai Kaka, they do like say una know, but when they say una back here. You get to call advice when I give people, they destroy person's life. If you don't die now, so now. If you know the abusive relationship, however they beat her back to back. Back to back. What are you supposed to do? That man don't need help. You carry Philo come off first. Put for one place. You see me Philo pray. Make she focus so sit for church. The last time we husband beat her because he born beans. I follow Philo talk for hospital. This morning I call her now, I shake her. What did happen? Philo mama pick up. Philo don't die. Because my pastor say, Philo go tell me say, Mama, my pastor say, 2018. One of my friends died because the pastor say he must use totote bomb. Say they're not do cut and sew because she be Hebrew woman. Now she died with Pickin. I can go on and on. This my pastor say we need to be calming down like this because it's not funny again. Guess what kind of advice you know give member? My pastor say, they scatter many people relationship, scatter many people life. We need to know God for ourselves. And know the prophets where God call and the ones where call themselves. Everything I HQ. You're not funny again. If you don't die now, so. Because you tell her say, make she stay inside. I was scatter your teeth just now.
Hey guys, good evening. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Bridget. Thanks a lot for joining me today. If you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. So as you can see from that video, that was Anita. She's a Nigerian comedian, and she goes by the popular name Real Warri Pickin. And she was very, very angry. She came out on social media a couple of days ago and posted that short video where she was really, really angry and expressing herself how she felt because her friend, who she has been talking to, that has been in an abusive relationship, and she said that she didn't get the right advice that she was supposed to get, that instead of her to leave, she was supposed to have left the marriage, but she didn't leave because she said that her pastor was telling her to sow seed or to pray and just remain. So she stayed in the relationship, and basically one day, I think it was a couple of days ago, she just finally she paid with the ultimate price. And she was saying that there's a lot of reason why women don't want to leave such relationship, even though it's obvious that they should leave for the sake of their lives. Some of them don't leave because they don't have any economic power to start afresh. Their parents encourage them to leave because they of the stigma. In Nigerian society, people who leave marriages, no matter the situation, they stigmatize you. And it's only very few enlightened parents who encourage their children, their daughters especially, to leave. If they are very religious, they'll tell you that God hates divorce, and they will encourage you to stay in such relationship, even though the person's life is at risk. And she gave an example there in that video where she was saying that the girl, the woman that this issue happened to, that the last time she spoke to her, that the husband had, dealt with her and really beaten her up because of burnt beans. You see things like that, something as little as cooking beans and burning beans. Oh my God, that is the height of which the woman sadly was suffering. She was in a lot of pain. She was in and out of hospital, according to what Real Warri Pickin was saying, because you can see there that she was really, really upset, and rightly so. And she was particularly even more upset about people who give advice to people who are in situations like that. She's saying that don't advise somebody who is in an abusive relationship to stay. Find a way to make sure that you take them out of that situation because of their life, because their life is at risk if they do not leave. When they stay in such relationship, anything can happen, like what happened to her friend here now. We know that men are physically stronger than women. So when a woman keeps receiving this kind of beating, day in, day out for minor things, one day, especially if the husband is someone that, takes substance or drinks, then one day he will do it and then he will say, oh, it's the devil. Then they'll start blaming the devil and calling the devil. But then it's not the devil. It's because it's something that she should not have been enduring. And he always starts with, slaps. From there, he will come and apologize. And then you carry on. People will appeal to you and say, oh, look at your children. You cannot leave your children. Who are you going to leave your children for? You cannot take your children away. Your parents will come. They will go to church. The pastor will intervene. And they will settle them. But, I think real Warri Pickin is sending a very strong message here saying that you need to live to live. You need to leave. You need to leave that situation for you to be alive, for you to live your life, because your life is the first thing. That's the most precious thing that you have. And don't forget that we are talking about Nigerian society. It's not like this part of the world whereby, whether you want it or not, your neighbors, if they hear it every time, they're going to call the police. Your child is going to say something to a teacher in school. Social services are going to get involved. And before you know it, you'll be removed from that situation, whether you like it or not, because they will give you the option. It's either you remove the children and yourself, or they remove the children from you, because the children also will be facing a lot of trauma in that kind of situation. And real Warri Pickin is sending a very strong message out there today, saying that people who give us advice, please stop it, irrespective of who you are, whether you are their parents, you are the church leader, you are the pastor, whoever you are. Please do not give such advice. When a woman is going through situations like this, please remove her. Find a way to remove her from that environment. Get some help for the man. Let him go for counseling or whatever support that you can give before she returns, because it is not safe. It is definitely not safe, and this happens all the time. It's unfortunate that they don't really keep statistics. They don't keep records. If they did, now I'll be telling you that in a year, the number of women that have died as a result of issues like this, you'll be shocked. Some of them, they don't even get reported. Nobody reports it to the police. And sometimes when they even report it to the police, even when the woman is still alive, they do nothing about it. They say, oh, it's a family problem. Go home and settle within your family. So this is what happens in those societies like that. So, I think the first person who needs to take responsibility for this now is the woman. Please, if you have any friends or relatives back home, or even here in the abroad, who goes through issues like this, please tell them they need to leave. They need to leave. You need to run. You need to run for your life, because your life is much more important than anything you can think of. If you don't, then you don't know what can happen. Anything can happen. And those children that you're afraid to leave, or whatever you think people are going to say, people will still say. Now, people get their mouth, they will always talk. But the important thing is that you do what is right for yourself and you safeguard yourself, because this life, you don't get duplicate too. That's just the truth. Life no get duplicate. Anything that threatens your life, anything that is something that that has to do with life, you don't joke with it. You never ever joke with it. So please, it's a really, really big warning for all women out there who are in situations like that. Please run. Do not look back. Even if you are going to later make up or go back, or for whatever reason, at least let him get that rehabilitation. You to get yourself sorted and make sure that you are alive for your children, because at the end of the day, it's another woman that's going to raise your children, and then they'll start telling stories about you. When somebody goes, that's it. There's nothing you can do about it. So please, let us learn from other people's mistake. It's sad, but it is better to learn from other person's mistake, because you don't want to be the victim. Nobody wants to be the victim. And if you're a man out there and you engage in things like this, beating, please stop it. It is not the best. Because remember that you're going to have daughters, you have sisters as well. And if somebody is doing this to them, you are not going to be happy about it. So please, if you engage in things like this, I'm begging you, stop it. And if you're a woman, you live in diaspora, like I said, and you experience things like this, even if it's hidden, nobody knows. For your life's sake, learn from this real Warri Pickin's the friend's experience. If you keep enduring it and covering it, one day, it will be too late. Then they will start making stories about you too and start making videos about you. It will not be our portion in Jesus' name. Take care of yourself. You need to put yourself first. Make sure that you are safe. Your children are safe before any other thing. That is the most important thing in this life. And then she had a final word that she said after she came down. Obviously it happened, and there was a lot of support. It was a lot of reaction on social media, and then she came back and said this to her followers on social media.
Hey guys, good morning. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who reached out to me yesterday. I really do appreciate it. It's unfortunate that we lost Philo to domestic violence. Philo is dead and gone forever. And it's also sad to know that a lot of women go through the same thing. A couple of them reached out to me via DM last night, and the reason why a lot of them can't leave that marriage is, one, they say stuff like, what will people say? I'm dependent on this man. I can't start all over again. I can't leave because of my kids. My pastor said everything is going to be fine. Just pray and stay there. And then there's this woman who is wife of a pastor, and her daughter is going through domestic violence right now. But what would the church say? Because she in the church is a marriage counselor. So if her daughter leaves the home, what will people say? You know. And I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy, but the only thing I can give you right now is tough love. You go soon die. You'll soon die. And when you die, they'll refer to you as late wife. That's all I have to say.